We thought the start of the new year was a good time to check in with the mayor of the city of St. Louis, Tishaura Jones. She was a guest on the 9PBS podcast, Listen St. Louis with Carol Daniel. We thought we'd share a few clips from a very wide-ranging conversation. The podcast was recorded just before Christmas, and they talked about the mayor's job and family, about the north side, south side, downtown, crime, policy, politics, even potholes. And, of course, Mayor Jones's outlook for the new year.
How much time do we have?
We have as much time as you have.
I would love to see us continue on this trajectory. I feel like there's an excitement in the air in the city right
I agree.
now. A lot of things are trending in the right directions. We just finished a crime summit, a regional crime summit, bringing our regional leaders to the table to talk about how we lock arms and row this boat all forward in the right direction. Looking at just 2 or 3 things that we can all do to help stem the tide of crime in our communities, to take care of the people and make sure that they continue to be safe and free. I want to continue our work in the jail, continue the work that our commissioner has been doing to improve conditions there. I want to continue the work that we're doing in economic development and continue our economic justice action plan strategy to invest in neighborhoods that haven't been invested in decades.
Right. Regarding population loss, once the census said, oh, by the way, not only are white families leaving, but black families are leaving St. Louis City and leaving St. Louis County and moving to St. Charles County. Although, I always say this, the region is shrinking. So St. Charles County is growing, but the region has lost, I believe from the census, 10,000 residents. So we as a region are not growing, although St. Charles County is. How do you turn that tide?
Well, that's also part of our economic justice strategy. We need to provide opportunities for people to come to St. Louis. So we're rebuilding our housing market. We also are building workforce strategies. So we purchased a building on Martin Luther King, which is the old Killark Electrical Facility. It's 150,000 square feet, and we're going to turn it into a world-class workforce development agency or center, partnering with our unions and other private partners to bring opportunity within our communities to meet people where they are so they don't have to travel all the way to Earth City, for example, just to learn to be a plumber or pipe fitter. Not that that's a bad thing, that we love that facility out there, but we want to meet people where they are but they can get on a bus and go on Martin Luther King real quick, to be able to train and get new skills so they can join the middle class and build their families.
How did you and do you respond to the notion that all your focus is on North City to the detriment of South City, if you will?
Well, South City already has everything that it needs. They have retail, they have grocery stores, they have banks, but do you find that same sort of infrastructure in North City? They have jobs. So we need to make sure that all our city grows, because our city cannot succeed or grow if over half of it is left to fail. And the people who were leaving that we talked about in the census were leaving. We lost about 20,000 African Americans in the city since the last census. So they're going other places for opportunities for themselves, for their children, for safe neighborhoods. And so we want to make sure that we fix those things so people will come back to St. Louis City and North St. Louis.
Talk about downtown. There is a vibrancy in downtown St. Louis. The whatever impact, whatever purpose has been put into reducing crime really is working.
Yes.
I want to say 20% drop.
20%. Yes, absolutely. Well, it starts with, we hired our first police chief from outside of the city in our entire history, and Chief Robert J. Tracy. We also opened the Office of Violence Prevention to look at alternative methods of response. So we have the Cops and Clinicians program that has to date helped over thousands of people get connected directly to services that they need and avoid ERs and jail. We are also making a robust investment in our young people. The shooting on Juneteenth last year, in my opinion, was a cry for help from our young people that they want safe spaces to have fun. And so we have responded in kind by opening our rec centers late on the weekends and continuing to engage with our young people to give them opportunities to have fun in safe spaces, but also connect them with resources that they need for their families and themselves as well.
What keeps you up at night? Does anything?
Well, I do sleep pretty well, but I would say every morning I wake up and I look at the crime report and I pray, Lord, please no homicides, please no homicides. Not that, any homicide or any shooting in itself is a tragedy, but losing more lives to homicide is the one thing that really tugs at my heartstrings, even though a lot of times I don't know the victims. But
Right.
at least once a month, at least in my first couple of years, about once a month, I either knew the victim or knew of the victim because I'm born and raised here. This is my community.
So that, waking up, looking at the crime report.
Yes.
So it's better.
It is better. This morning when I woke up, there were no incidents to report from yesterday.
None. Zero.
Zero.
Well, why isn't that a headline? Nothing happened in the city, y'all.
Nothing happened. Right.
Everybody partied and went home and worked and got there safely.
Right. Well, nothing was reported.
No, well, that is clear. I want to ask you about the challenges of being a first Black woman to serve as mayor in the city of St. Louis. And I've been the victim of sexism and racism, and it is real. Yes. I know that people want to think it's not, but It is, people. It is.
Right.
So what are the challenges of being the first? And do you face racism and or sexism? You've talked about that already. But.
Yes, all the time. I also live by a quote that says, being a Black mayor is a balancing act between white fear and Black expectations.
You can watch the entire interview and other Listen St. Louis with Carol Daniel podcasts on the 9 PBS YouTube channel or wherever you get your podcasts.